for many reasons. I think the biggest reason is to protect the most important people in my life, which is the mother of my kids and my kids.
Have you ever seen a video that's so bad it marinates in your brain for a couple of days? Well, that happened to me the other day. So August the Duck a few days ago uploaded a video talking about Austin McBroom's terrible response, and I have to talk about it because it's so terrible that it's been sitting in my brain for days. So if you don't know who Austin McBroom is, basically he runs a family channel called The Ace Family. The Ace Family turned out to be one of the worst family channels on YouTube because all they did was terrible things. Austin wouldn't stop doing terrible things in the public eye, including infidelity, and that infidelity is why we are here today. I can't go over the entire lore of Austin McBroom, trust me, that would take literal hours. But what we are going to talk about today is how his ex leaked a chapter of her book that's coming out, and basically it involves him cheating on her. If I sounded tired right there, I just woke up and I have to talk about this because it's been on my mind for so long. But basically, this is his terrible response video that's also a re-upload, by the way, so sorry if it's not the best quality. But I can't wait any further, so let's dive straight into it. Hit that subscribe button. It's free.
For many reasons. I think the biggest reason is to protect the most important people in my life, which is the mother of my kids and my kids. But I have been left with no choice. I'm feeling all type of emotions right now. I'm sad. I'm mad. I feel that I've been blindsided.
Wow, really? If that's how you feel about this little snippet, I wonder how your wife feels when she saw you with another woman.
Blindsided because, as you guys know, and what you guys have seen for the past year and a half, Catherine and I have the best co-parenting situation that any parent can ever ask for. We actually have a better relationship now than we did when we were married. I look at Catherine as a best friend, someone that I talk to every day, not just about our kids, but about life. She called me last week about her boyfriend, how he had a homeless guy sleeping in his car. I was just over her house bringing the kids pizza, not just the kids, but her and her boyfriend pizza. We were all sitting in her living room eating the pizza, laughing and smiling. And then the next morning is when the snippet of her book comes out, and it talks about how I'm a terrible person and how I was a terrible husband.
Well, no shit, buddy. Her book snippet said what the internet suspected for years. I mean, come on, dude. The book is about her. Are you surprised that she talked about experiences that she went through?
Not once did she ever come to me and talk to me about this book. Yes, I was aware she was writing this book for the past however long. And I actually congratulated her when I first found out she was writing a book, because obviously I had no idea what the book was about. I just was very proud of her that she was doing something new and something for herself. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Catherine recently just released a snippet of her book that she wrote alongside a professional author that helped her write this book. And the book was manipulated, and she did not tell the full truth, which is why I'm here today, to tell you guys the full truth and to tell you guys what really happened.
Are you gonna tell us the full extent of how you cheated? I'm pretty sure you've admitted to cheating before, not to mention you made a whole song with DDG apologizing for cheating. I don't know why you're acting like this book snippet ruined your reputation. You already didn't have a good one to begin with.
I don't know about you guys, but I find it very odd that the first chapter of her book is about me and not about her.
Why would that be odd? You two were married. Would you have preferred to be on chapter 13 or something?
It's about me and how I was a terrible person and a terrible husband, when this book is supposed to be an autobiography about her life. It could have been about anything else. She talks about her family in the book. She talks about ayahuasca. She talks about her new guy. But she wanted to use me in this snippet to reel everybody in for clickbait and to monetize from the book. Usually when someone writes an autobiography about their life, it starts with, hey, my name is.
Why would it start with "Hey, my name is" when everyone buying the book knows who she is? And I can't understand why you're surprised she's using your name to profit, as if that's not what you guys built your entire brand off of, was profiting off of each other's names. The only real reason you're upset is because she said something about you that wasn't favorable.
The setup is because when we went through our separation and we decided to announce it to the world, her and I were trying to figure out what was the best way of doing it. I felt the best way of doing it was coming out with a YouTube video together, her and I side by side. And I even told her that, hey, I'll do all the talking, I'll take full accountability for my actions and all the mistakes that I've made. I said, you don't have to say anything if you don't want. Even though you've made mistakes and I've made mistakes, I'll go ahead and take all the blame. She didn't want to do that. So it left me with no choice but to make my own video. I decided to make my own YouTube video, and in that video, I basically exposed myself. And it's crazy because I still have that video today.
If you were gonna expose yourself, then why are you upset that she's exposing you? Either way, you get exposed.
Which I'm going to show you guys right now. Here's the video. The video is over 30 minutes long, so obviously I'm not going to share the whole video, but I'm just going to share a short snippet to show you guys that I did make this video. It caused me to seek it elsewhere. It caused me to make bad decisions. I admit I failed as a husband. So, as you guys can see, it was 30 minutes of the video of me just exposing myself. And I obviously shared that video with her to get her approval before posting it. And long story short, she didn't want me to post it. And this is what she had to say about it.
Is anyone else surprised that he recorded this entire video expecting it to make him look better? Regardless of what happens, you're just admitting that her book is correct. I feel like if you wanted to ignore reputational damage, you could have just ignored it because people thought you were a cheater anyway. All this response video does is make you look bad. Also, dude, it's her book. She gets to open up and be vulnerable about whatever she wants to be. If you have a problem with that being in the book, maybe you should talk to her privately instead of coming to the internet.
I have my own truth just in case something like this happened. And this is why I have certain recordings. So as you can see the date on here, I filmed that video on June 12th, which was a week before we announced our separation on Instagram. Here is a recording which was on June 13th.
Yeah. So I'm saying, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, but do I have to worry about like you like saying something like after and stuff?
So I'm basically asking her like, what is okay for me to say? She showed me her statement that she had, and I was like, okay, well, I had no say in that. You're doing what you want to do. Am I allowed to do what I want to do?
No, you just say
I'm just
you weren't happy.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Just, like, say what you said in your video. I just think your video was...
Yes, if you were wondering, he will continue to ignore his child who's begging for his attention. Father of the Year being more concerned about your public image than your own child. You really shouldn't have exposed this. This only makes you look worse.
You would have had a lot of backlash. I think this way is much more organic.
So as you heard what she said that if I was going to release this video, I would get a lot of backlash, as if she cared about me getting backlash. What is happening now?
What's happening, Austin, is you made yourself look worse. I can assure you, you are not the victim of her getting cheated on. But personally, if I were you, I would learn to stop ignoring my children and care more about my child than my public reputation. Because for someone who cares so much about their public reputation, they certainly don't have a good one. I want to apologize for the weird editing in this video. There was a lot of splicing you probably saw throughout the video because there were a lot of ads in the TikTok re-upload that I had to cut out. This video was extremely annoying to watch, and it's been on my mind for almost a week. But at the very least, I hope all of you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, as it really does help me out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.